welcome to Creative Code channel. This is the last video of COVID-19 application tracker series. So in the past video I've talked about the design, how I made that design with Bootstrap, how to retrieve data from our API using Ajax with JQuery, how to build elements with JavaScript. So I built the site lists, and we have assigned data to HTML elements, etc. And in this video we are going to talk about how to make this centered map tracker and the bar charts here that shows the most infected countries around the world. So let's get started. So directly we are gonna jump up to charts.js file, and in the top of the file I've declared three variables: a chart variable that represents the map tracker, and the x and y chart that represents the bar chart, and the polygon series variable of our map. And this function construct chart that repass the attribute of this function. We pass the data that we have built, the table of data that we have built here when we retrieve data from our API. So after that we create an instance of our map chart with AM4 core library, and we pass the ID of the div where we are gonna put our map, and put the type of our map here. And after that we're gonna create our polygon series with chart.series we push a new map a new am4 maps.map polygon series object. So we push an object of type map polygon series, and after that we create a template for our polygon. So we create a variable named polygon template. We assign to them polygon series map polygons dot template. So after that we assign the geodata to our chart. That geodata that we're gonna assign it, we retrieve it from this file from Amchart, from Amchart libraries, of course. So this is the geodata that we're gonna use, the geodata of Amchart library. So we use the world law 1, and here we set the projection of our map, and the type of it is the Miller projection. So there is so many projections, but I prefer to use the Miller projection. And in this line we exclude the Antarctica continent, so we don't want it. And here we assign the chart data that we have passed here to our polygon series data, so that we're gonna use that data in our polygon series. And after that we tell the polygon series to use the geodata of our map. And after that we use the non-scaling stroke to prevent zooming scale. When you zoom, prevent scaling of the stroke. And after that we set the stroke width to 0.5, and we assign the calculate visual center to true. Here we have the color of our map, we assign the template, the polygon template that fill a color. So the green one that we have seen, that we see here, this is the color for each polygon. So after that, we declare a variable named with image series. So we need image series that, so the image series basically is that the circles or the bubbles that we put on the map. So we need to create image series for that, and we assign data for this image series to, we tell them that they are going to use the chart data for the data, and they specifically are going to use for data fields this value. This value basically is the total cases attributes. So when we build our table of data, so we create an attribute that named with value, and we assign it the total cases. So the circles or bubbles that data is gonna take the value filled as a value. And after that, as we create an image template, also we set to image template a non-scaling, so we prevent zooming, so we prevent scale when we zoom to the polygon or to map. And after that, we have to change the latitude and the longitude, so the adapters is here to solve this problem. So the adapters basically change something in the map before it's loaded up. So we need to change the latitude to the polygon dot visual latitude, and the longitude to the polygon visual longitude if the polygon exists and different no. And after that, we're gonna create our circle. So this circle is an image template that create child. The circle is that circle that we're gonna visualize here, and we assign the opacity to 0.7. so we visualize here the opacity, so the color is not fully filled, and the color is red also. And to make the tool type HTML, not text, because there is tool type text and there is tool type HTML that allow us to define and to use HTML inside this tooltip. And this tooltip basically is that shows when we hover over the bubbles or the circles. This is the tooltip that shows here, that shows the cases to recovered and deaths. This is what I did here. This is the country, they take the country and they take the name of the country in the first line of our tooltip, and they take here is the cases, and they take the value as a value of these cases. And here the third line is recovered, and they take total recovered as a value, and the third one is dates, and he takes total dates for as value. After that, we set height rules to our image series, so that we are gonna fill our bubbles dynamically based on the maximum value and minimum value. And we set a target here. The target is the circle that we have created, and the property that we're gonna change is the radius of the circle, and the main radius is 4, max radius is 60, and we assign where we are gonna take the data that we are gonna base on to create that circles or bubbles. The data field specified here is the value 1. So the value 1, and mind you, it's the total cases for each country. So the most country that have, for example, more, or the max total cases of value, that is one that is going to take the max radius, that is 60, and the minimum, the mean country that have infected is gonna take as 4 as a radius for bubbles or circles. And after that we create a zoom control, so that we are gonna be able to zoom to our map. So we're gonna assign the the zoom control of our map. We're gonna assign the zoom created to our chart zoom control, and we assign the height. We assign 100 pixel, or we make the height of our zoom control slider equal to 100 pixel. And here we are gonna create I have created a home button, so that when you zoom to the map, zoom after zoom, so that the button home that takes you to the initial position, or the initial zone, that take you back to the first, or to the initial zone. So created here, we assigned the label, we assigned init to the label of our the text of our home button, and we floated it to the right, and we affect an event to our button. So whenever you hit this button, this is gonna fire this method of our chart, that is go home method, that is initiate the zoom of our map. Now I'm gonna show you what is done. And the map shows circles and bubbles based on the infection of each country. So, and when you hover over a bubble or a circle, it shows the status of infection in the country. For example, Morocco, the total infected people person in this country is 16,056, and total recovered is 44,618, and total deaths is 1,078. And there is the zoom to our map. Increase the zoom to create it, or initiate it to the initial zoom. And before we are going, or before go to the bar chart out here, I'm going to show you how I did to, when you click to lists, to an element of our list, it drives you to the country that represents the data. So here's how I did it. So in the function that creates the li, here I have made I have added an event listener to the li. Now, whenever you click the element li, the list item is gonna run this function. This function basically took the chart and zoom to an object of the map, which is polygon 3, and we assign the ID to get polygon 3 by ID. So this polygon, we're gonna get it by its ID. This is why I have put the variable chart outside the function here, so I can reuse it in our file data.js here. So I will use the charts variable and polygon series also. So now we're gonna we're gonna jump into how I created the bar chart that presents the most new infected countries around the world, which is India. The last update is today, 13/8/2020. So this function that takes x and y data takes that last variable presents the last update of data, and the x and y data presents the table data that we have created in our file here data.js when we have retrieved our data from our API. And here I'm going to explain you how we did it. So I've created an instance of x and y charts from EM4 core. So whenever you want to create a chart, basically you need to create it from EM4 core library of Amchart.js. So we assign it takes two variables, string 1, which is the name of the div we're gonna put this chart, and the second one is the object EM4 charts.x and y chart, and it can take here the page charts and whatever you want make as a chart. Here I've sorted the data passed here, so this is gonna be sorted descendantly. So I have the most infected countries in the first place of our table, of our array of data. Here I filtered this data, so I'm gonna take the first 13 countries, first 13 infected countries, and after that I've created the category axis, so it is what we're gonna see in the y axis. No, it's not the y axis, x axis, and we assign it x and y chart of x axis. We push a new EM4 charts category axis, and we assign the data field as when we are going to take the value of our category axis. We're going to take it from the field country, from the attribute country here that we had built in this, that we have built when we retrieve data from our API. And it takes also the title. We created also the title for this category axis, which is the last update, and the value of this last update that passed the second parameter of our function fill x and y charts, and after that we create the value axis. Value axis presents the y value of y axis of our chart. So the way we are gonna create it, the way that Amcharts do to create the value axis is to use our instance of xy charts, xy and dot axis, and we push a new object of import charts dot value axis, and here we add the title text for our value axis, the title of the y axis of our chart, which is new cases. I'll show you here. This is the title of our y chart. This is the title of our x chart. Here we assign the mean grid distance between the grid of our map. So I'm gonna increase it, so we're gonna remove this thing around here. I'm gonna refresh this. I'm gonna refresh the data, so we have here a clear show, clear vision for countries. And here we set the location of our bars of the series, the category axis. We set it to 0, and after that we create the series of our xy chart. The same way we created the value axis, we use the x and y chart. After that we set a new series, and we push a new import charts, and we set it to column series. The column series, we use the column series. That means that we're gonna build a bar chart, and we might want to use some other chart like a line charts. So it's the same way that you are gonna move this column series and import a line series, and here we are. After that you set the tooltip of this column series, which is country. It's gonna retrieve the name of the country, and it's gonna skip the line, and report in new cases and value in new cases. After that we assign the template field of our series, which is the blue one. This is the color blue, and the data field which is gonna take the value for the column series is new cases, and we tell them to use the country as a category X. So that's all. Let's try our bar charts. So here when you hover over any bar, it shows the name of the country and new cases with the number of new cases on the country. So this is the first 13 most infected, 13 most new infected countries around the world. Here it shows the text title for the y-axis. It shows the title of the x-axis. So that's all. Thank you for watching. If you like our content, please subscribe and like and share it among your friends, and let me know about your opinion about our videos, and thank you for all.